This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you've played any simulation games in the mid to late 2000s, there's a good chance that you've heard about a game called Pocket God. A popular but niche phone game meant for the kids that enjoy playing, well, God. You know, evidently being able to drag your finger across the screen and decide whether or not Clack gets to fly thousands of miles into the ocean, or scorched by an overly large magnifying glass, only to summon him back, and then play Doodle Jump. It warranted a lot of hours of casual entertainment. You explore the different maps and find ways to interact with the world with lots of puzzles and mini-games using your pygmies. But really the main point of the game was just to find different ways to kill all of them. Holy shit, newbie, what are you doing? You're gonna rip his arms off. Get him off that, he's gonna die. In retrospect, the game shows its age by how bad the resolution is on any new phone, and it's also not the most advanced game on the planet, but the slapstick gameplay with its simple premise that barely resembles the definition of a colony sim makes it really enticing for the little ones with personalities that appeal to control and narcissism. The game was structured and easy to understand, and I liked that. 16 years later, video games have gotten a lot more complicated. Rimworld might be the be-all and end-all of complicated when it comes to the game itself. No! And my relationship with the fucking thing. Oh my god. This game is set up to have everything I don't like. Loads of UI, text, undefined rules, the game refusing to listen. Oh my god, why? And a girl named Cassandra. Hello everyone, my name is Cassandra Classic. As soon as you load a new game, you're immediately handed the wheel to build a self-sustaining colony after a group crash lands on an unknown planet, and anybody's first thought should be to think, big picture. Build a base for shelter, and gather materials. You know, medicine, some rocks, maybe some wood. Wow, that's taking a long time. Angie? Angie is one of the 3 randomly generated colonists that you can re-roll before you even start. You can re-roll not just for their names or for their appearances, but also for their traits, skills, and descriptions. Pyromaniac. Angie loves fires. She will never extinguish fires. Okay. I need you to remember the lack of awareness. This is coming back up in about a minute. What am I doing? For the better part of the 5 minutes that you get into the game, you come to the realization of how immediate the consequences of your actions are when you pass up the option to just take the tutorial. It's really easy to pass through the mountains of information that's given to you right at the start and come out the other side with your shoulders high, which in most cases is fine. You know, you learn as you go. Are you winning? No. It's one thing to be bad at management. It's a whole nother issue when you feel like you're just out of your depth. The 5 minutes of exploring has now turned into 30 minutes. And Faye doesn't seem too happy that you decided to set a schedule of nothing but pure intense labor. Ooh. Now you suddenly find yourself with 2 problems. Upset colonists and arson. Oh no. She's going into a room that's 1,000 degrees Celsius and she's eating. I'm letting you do that to yourself. Okay, apparently everyone here can't think for themselves clearly because one of my colonists decided to light their only home on fire. Look at her sleeping while this is happening. You've ruined everything, actually. Angie, I'm gonna have to kill you. When people talk to me about video games, because, you know, that happens all the time, and they go, yo, dude, do you like Rimworld? Have you tried Rimworld before? The most popular and critically acclaimed colony sim, Rimworld. My usual response is, no. Not because I thought it was objectively bad. These are just games I generally don't enjoy as much. I'm rezzing you. Hold on.
Behind you. No! Are you dead?
I'm a big fan of shooters with immersive atmosphere and roguelikes with lots of action and things just exploding in your face every second of every minute. Rimworld is very slow. Angie isn't Clack. You can't just fling her across the screen and do silly things with her to get a cheap laugh. It's a lot more complicated, and also a different form of entertainment. Angie has personal needs that need to be met. Her own feelings and conversations about how much she misses her spaghetti and meatballs she used to eat. before having to now scull the same poorly produced slop assembled by John, who takes an eternity making the same thing I've told him to make hundreds of times, only to botch the dish again after his roommates recovered from the food poisoning he gave them just a few days ago. Wow, thank you! Clearly not a chef type, but it's also my fault. It's up to me to decide which colonists I get. Maybe next time I should double check and get someone that can cook. Maybe with some good traits too, like creepy breathing and staggeringly ugly. Here's the thing though, as much as I want to say that this game is frustratingly complex and difficult to start pedaling your way down to like any sort of success, once you get the hang of the basics, some very interesting things started to make sense in my tiny walnut brain. Oh my god, look at that. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made that's available on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Take command of over not 5, not 6, not 7, but thousands of vehicles comprised of tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations that span back from the 1920s all the way from the vehicles of today. A game so immersive through its graphics and sound effects that I actually thought I enlisted.
Hola, soy militar y estoy en un superjet.
Say goodbye to the unrealistic models because every single vehicle in this game is simulated down to its engines, fuel tanks, weapons, and the poor guy sitting inside who just enlisted.
Hola, soy militar y estoy en un superjet.
And if you're sick like me, you'd want to see the damage you actually cause. With War Thunder's special X-ray view, you can see in detail the destruction you caused from the inside. No, that's too much. I'm not doing that again. As much as I get enjoyment out of this game's combat, my favorite part about War Thunder is the extensive amount of customization and decorations for all of your vehicles, including player-created ones coming from a community of over 95 million players. So go play War Thunder right now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile using my links in the pinned comment or video description. On top of all of that, you also get a massive bonus pack for new and returning players across PC and consoles who haven't played for at least 6 months when you sign up using my link. This includes the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. This is only for a limited time only though, so you gotta go and sign up right now. You can use my links in the description. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Anyways, back to what I found interesting. When a random raider eventually stumbles into my colony and starts chipping away at my solar panels, while simultaneously having one of my prisoners trying to escape, and I deal with both of them accordingly, a lot of things happen under the hood. Ace is badly injured from the ordeal, leaving the rest of the colonists to pick up his slack while he's out of commission, which means get up less sleep, less recreation time, and more work for everybody. And they don't like that very much. Meanwhile, Ace's dog is pretty hungry and wanders over and starts nibbling on the remains of the body. The drop parka and the hat are worn by my colonists to keep warm from the oncoming winter. Funnily enough though, nobody really wants to wear a piece of clothing that's been damaged, dirty, and worn from somebody that was just killed. Everyone that's not a psychopath has been brought down by this whole ordeal, lowering mood, and eventually contributing to Angie's mental break the day after. Fantastic. You can't really move her. You can't tell her to do anything. She's upset, obviously. Oh my god. So now she's just aimlessly wandering, I guess. Wow. You know what? This isn't as bad as I thought. At least nobody was upset enough to burn the house down. These actions might seem like they just make sense. In the context of a video game, you'd think that defending your people and ending someone's life isn't really that big of a deal. You've done it hundreds of times. And maybe there's some immediate consequences when you do this, albeit this situation is pretty minuscule compared to the other things that happen in this game. But the fact that this dead body contributes to everybody's mood, even if it's slightly negative, can add up and lead to some pretty catastrophic events in the future if you don't take the time to repair their psychological and physical issues. Okay. Now I have to take the dead body away so nobody looks at it. And I guess that parka too, I just get rid of that as well. I can't remove the debuff, so that just goes in the trash. World break. My whole map is on fire from lightning and I don't really want to deal with it. So meanwhile, my architectural skills from another world aren't really that great. Oh, there's rats in my house. Nobody is really happy about how I've made their rooms. Now I gotta make the room bigger and add a shelf. Wow, that looks nice. Here's a torch. Nope, now the constant flames are making the room unbearably hot, and also, everyone keeps walking by, disturbing their sleep. Okay, so let's add a door. Now I gotta build an electrical system and put an AC in every single one. Greedy for impressive bedroom. It went down by 2 points. Wow. The game is paying attention and keeping track of things that I never even realized. It never announces how in-depth any of this goes. And eventually, it just quietly enforces its consequences, leaving you to wonder half the time if anything bad happens results from you being unlucky or being punished for your lack of knowledge. Or both. The butterfly has flapped his wings, and Makar is now beating the shit out of someone and put him in my hospital bed. Thanks, Makar. We have no more medicine because of you. But Bishop will remember this for the rest of his life. This is a really great simulator that goes as deep as tracking every single interaction somebody's had with other colonists, their growing relationships with them. Oh my god. Okay, Angie does not like Ace, and the main reason is the creepy breathing trait. That's actually insane. Their physical and mental history, and current status of their own health down to the percentages. Rimworld is the almost only example that takes it to this level, and not only to track it, but to also have every little detail affect the way your story goes. It ripples through every single thing. It's a bit of a slow burn and a lot to keep track of for sure, but it's honestly worth it just witnessing the drama and how you end up developing your little family. I am truly amazed, and my blood pressure is high. And Cassandra makes it slightly worse. She's actually the one that sent that raider I mentioned earlier, and arguably the most important aspect of this game. You get to pick her out of 3 options before you start, which I should have mentioned that in the beginning. Cassandra will toss a variety of events at you. Raids, resource drops, diseases, random visitors for you to trade with. If she's feeling a bit chipper some days, she'll toss you a bone once in a while, which is pretty nice. So, you know, you might think that you're in control of how your colony turns out, but in reality, she's actually the one holding the puppet strings here. And she does it surprisingly well. She knows how to scale her events to not bombard you with something crazy at the start. She spaces them out to give you some time to breathe and recover from the previous events she sent out. Oh, god damn it. By all accounts, she's a good storyteller and understands some level of pacing. For anybody looking for a fair experience, she would be the go-to for beginners. Good stuff, Cassandra. I really appreciated the little rodent you sent me when I first played with you and almost killed my 29-year-old physically abled colonist. That made a lot of sense. Phoebe is another storyteller you can play under. The game claims that she hits as hard as anybody at higher difficulties. She gives you long breaks in between each raid and then is supposed to obliterate you towards the end. But I haven't really played that long to experience that. I played her once and nothing really happened. My colony did die though, largely my fault for underestimating literally everything. Oh, there's like spiders or bugs in here. This is actually really risky. Hold on. Okay, I'm doing it. Oh yeah, he has a knife. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I probably should have had another gun. Okay, fantastic. We're doing so good. Oh, dude, no way. Damn, I don't get my mushrooms, I guess. Holy crap. Okay. Man in black. Oh, so this guy's gonna help out, apparently. Oh, that's kind of... There's a saying, isn't there? That curiosity kills the cat? Well, I am the cat. Which is why Randy was the one that actually caught my attention. According to the description, he's pretty much indifferent to the rules, meaning he can toss you anything at any time. That means consecutive encounters, if not multiple at the same time, or none for as long as he pleases. He does seem to follow one rule, though. They always send a guy with a stick at the start, or a rodent with rabies. Everything after that is apparently fair game. But hey, I'm always up for a challenge, and I like rolling dice, so why not? I have ducks now? Conveniently after making my pen, too. Oh my god, there's so many- What the hell? I'll take that. They drop eggs. Okay, Randy just gave me an infinite food source. Thanks? Maybe I should stick with you for a while. I like you, Randy. There's a lot more to explore and find out here. I haven't even scraped the surface of how deep the simulation in this game actually goes. I'm finding a lot of things out even during the making of this video.
Bro, what the fuck is happening? Dude.
What did you do? Your GPU's dead.
What event is that? You can rip people's limbs off. I know, right? Turns out organ harvesting for profit is pretty good, and way faster than anything I know of right now. I should have known that earlier. I would have been doing that since the start. I gotta start collecting more people now. Okay. Today's subject. Slavery. It's moments like these, though, that really make me appreciate how this game works. Sure, you can take people's organs out for a pretty penny, but at a heavy toll of emotionally scarring your colonists. In a game where emotions are essentially everything, that's a pretty dangerous game to play. Or you can, have good morals and instead find out ways to streamline your builds to alleviate any micro-stressors that your colonists have. Perfecting the schedules, keeping everything clean, making sure the food is always in order. It's a hard juggle, and as you move forward, your colonists tend to build a very unique history of injuries, relationships, and moments of heroism. It's really interesting to see your pawns go from just stats to fake people you kind of care about keeping alive. So you can only imagine how I felt when Randy gave me those ducks, only to take it away about 5 minutes later. Oh no. Right on my batteries. Stop. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually can't stop this, there's too much fire. Okay. You could have just said that you wanted the ducks back. Yeah, this world's ruined. They're gonna starve now and die. It is essential to have someone like Randy, though. Without him, Cassandra, or Phoebe, Rimworld goes from a pretty static optimization puzzle of satisfying your pawn's needs to something a lot more reactive and unpredictable. It's a perfect mix of stress and pain, but it all leads to some pretty amazing stories to keep in your memory. Rimworld is a very good game, and I think you should try it out. Special thanks to my patrons. I'm actually going to be listing them in the videos now, which is going to be interesting. Give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm getting the list here. Alexander McGuire. Are you potentially related to a Toby? Naz? Babbitt with 2 B's and 2 T's. Mixed Straws. Sad Toffee Sucks. Scurvy? Is that how you... Scurvy. Okay. Aiden Redmond. Gravimetric. Winto. I like that one. Jasper B. And Bridge. This person has a profile picture of the cat meme. I like that. That's cute. And thank all of you guys for watching my video. I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Make sure to check out my pinned comment or video description to play War Thunder for free, and claim your massive bonus pack on PC or console as a new player, or if you're a returning player after 6 months or longer. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video.